Namaskaram. We are in Mahabharata, in the beginning start of their 12-year Vanavasa. And we went through Krishna's visit to them, Krishna's and the Panchalas. And after they went back, Maitreya Maharshi, I don't remember if I described that. Maitreya Maharshi visited them and went to Hastinapura to advise Duryodhana that what he is doing is right, is not right. He has already committed a big mistake by cheating the Pandavas of their rightful kingdom through the deceit, through playing a game of dice and cheating them. And advised Duryodhana to live peacefully with the Pandavas after giving them their kingdom back. Duryodhana didn't say anything, but simply kept slapping on his lap without even pretending to have listened to the Maharshi's advice, which made him very angry. And Maitreya cursed with Duryodhana that in the war, which is sure to take place, Bhima will thrash your thighs, and that will be the end of your life. But still Duryodhana didn't bother. Dhritarashtra was worried. He asked Maharshi for Shapamoksham, redemption. But Maharshi said, if Duryodhana mends his ways and do as I said, then this won't happen. Otherwise, it is sure to happen. And Maharshi went back. And then the Pandavas continued their life in the forest. And they were looking for and there is a visit by sage Markandeya to them in the forest. Markandeya asked them to stick to dharma. He knew that they are suffering, but stick to dharma, continue with your life in the forest. That is, he didn't want Yudhishthira to fight a war or anything like that, because he had committed to 12 years in the forest and 1 year of life incognito. And Markandeya also went back. Then there was an exchange of words among Draupadi, Yudhishthira and Bhima. Draupadi was the person who started. She didn't like the Pandavas lying there, taking the forest life, lying down. She asked Yudhishthira that as Kshatriyas they should act. It is they have lost their land by deceit, and it is wrong to yield to that by acting, that is by fighting against the Kauravas, winning a war, and they should get it back. But Yudhishthira said that he, under no circumstance, he will deviate from dharma. He has given words and he will not deviate from that. Bhima also supported Draupadi, saying that it is not right for a Kshatriya to to be tame like this. They should fight the war and win their kingdom back. But Yudhishthira didn't agree. At that time, Vedavyasa appeared and he praised Yudhishthira for his adherence to Dharma and gave him a mantra. It is called Pratishruti. I don't know what the actual mantra is. It is not given in Mahabharata, at least not here. But it simply said, Vedavyasa asked Yudhishthira that he should practice the mantra, and when he is sure, himself sure of it, advised to Arjuna. And Arjuna should meditate on Indra and Lord Shiva and win powerful weapons, especially the Pashupata from Lord Shiva. In Mahabharata, Arjuna's winning the Pashupata is a major event. And Yudhishthira accordingly, when Vedavyasa left, started practicing the mantra. Practicing means chanting it in isolation, meditating on it, like meditating on any mantra. And when he was sure, it is called mantra siddhi. When one chants a mantra with all sincerity and meditates on it, he gets the mantra siddhi. That means the mantra becomes part of his. And when he felt that he has got the siddhi, he called Arjuna alone and parted the mantra to Arjuna. They soon see what I have said now is it's a long part in Mahabharata. The conversation between Draupadi and Yudhishthira, they have a few exchanges. Draupadi trying to move Yudhishthira into action, but Yudhishthira sticking to his principle. Bhima also trying to move Yudhishthira, without success. And then Vedavyasa appearing. It's a long 40-50 pages of Mahabharata. And Arjuna, by then they had moved to the Dvaita Vana from Kamika Vana, Kamika forest. And Arjuna from there moved towards the Himalaya. Himalaya is considered to be the ideal place for meditation, tapasya, to any god, especially to Shiva, because that is known to be Shiva's abode. And there Arjuna reached the Himalayas fast. And soon Arjuna found a sage meditating alone. And Arjuna waited for some time, and the sage opened his eyes and asked Arjuna, "Why have you come here with all equipped for a war with a bow, arrows and other weapons? This is not a place for war. This is where sages meditate. So leave all your weapons." And Arjuna obeyed, left his bow and arrows down, and started praying to the sage. Then the sage said, "I was only testing you. I am Indra. I wanted to make sure that you will go for meditation in the right way. Then when Indra revealed himself, Arjuna said, oh, I wanted to meditate on you for getting Divya Astras, the divine weapons. These astras, as we understand, they are mantras. By chanting the appropriate mantra, the arrow or whatever weapon they use gets the power, desired power. Maybe with the Agni mantra it becomes an Agneya Astra which produces fire. With Vayu mantra it becomes a Vayavya Astra which creates a tempest. Like that, all the Varunastra which will create showers. There are so many astras explained in the Puranas. And Arjuna said, I wanted to pray to you for Divya Astras, divine weapons. And Indra said, yes, I shall certainly give them to you. But first you pray to meditate on Lord Shiva and get the Pashupata Astra, which is the main weapon. And then that same day I shall give you other Divya Astras. And Arjuna left Indra and moved towards Kailasa. And with that, in Mahabharata, an important event starts. It is called Kirata, story of Kirata. Kirata is a hunter, and that episode we shall do another day. Today we shall stop here. Namaskaram.